Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. We're running a little bit behind today. It's one of those days, just got back from the gym, running around craziness. Hey, if it's your first time joining us, welcome to Cybersecurity Cert. My name is Jesse J, aka the Cosmic Cowboy. I work in cybersecurity, vulnerability management, security operations, and I thrive on helping others pass their certification exams, including myself, in a community-driven environment. So if you're here to study for your CISA Plus or any other CompTIA type of certification, we're glad that you are here. I'd like to welcome today's co-host, one of the founders of Cybersecurity Cert, a good buddy of mine, a heavy metal rocker, an all-around good dude. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Tech Ricky.
What's up?
What's up, dude? Audio sounds good. Video sounds good.
Very nice.
What are you doing? Are you in a hotel?
No, I'm at the house. I'm in the process of moving stuff around to try to make it better.
Oh, yeah. It looks good. You sound great.
Thanks the Bluetooth headset for that.
Yeah. So we're going to move to Chrome. So it's going to put us in that weird thing. So just give me a second to adjust the view here. And I will, we don't even need me. I want to start off by thanking our session sponsor. I wonder how I can get myself in there. How did we do this last time, Rick?
You just put us side by side.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why. Whoop. There we go. All right, let's get things kicked off. I want to let everybody know, and I'm proud, I say this with pride, each and every episode of Cybersecurity Cert is proudly brought to you by the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Dr. Jerry Ozier, with over 25 years of industry experience, spanning across multiple sectors of cybersecurity, brings his hot takes, informed decisions, and spicy analysis to you every single morning in a community-driven, super fun environment. It's live. It is very spicy. Let's take just a quick peek at what you would be in for. You go over here to YouTube every Monday through Friday. And you can see the chat's flowing. Dr. Jerry Ozier's flowing. And then if you look, you see that we cover, the Daily Cyber Threat Brief covers everything from the latest and the greatest vulnerabilities, exploits, news for CISOs, news for noobs, news for people trying to break in, want to get your CPEs to help with your certifications. This is the place to do it. The Daily Cyber Threat Brief brought to you by Simply Cyber. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. Okay, paying the bills. Let's talk about another thing before we get to some questions, and that's Noob Village. Listen, are you trying to break into cybersecurity? Has it been frustrating for you trying to figure out the landscape? Maybe you want to go to cons, but you're not sure where to start. Maybe you've heard about this craziness called DEF CON and you've never been to it. Noob Village, established by Josh Mason, Andrew Crotty, and others, is another community-driven initiative with the focus of helping people navigate DEF CON and the cybersecurity environment. So if you're new to DEF CON or cybersecurity, you're a self-identified noob, check it out. We do have a call for volunteers. Check out this link in the description. If you plan on being in DEF CON, I know that I plan on being there. I hope I see Cobru Cyber, Tech Ricky, Dr. Ozier, and everybody else. So make sure you check out Noob Village. Just an awesome organization. I help volunteer for it. Casually Joseph will hopefully help volunteer, maybe others in the community. So check out Noob Village. Paid the bills. Talked about Noob Village. Let's get into our pocket prep question of the day. Here we go. Which of the following is most likely to result in random and invalid data being sent to a web application? A, edge discovery, B, RAD, C, static code analysis, or D, fuzzing? Which of the following is most likely to result in random and invalid data being sent to a web application? Edge discovery, RAD, static code analysis, or fuzzing? Yo, Code Brew, what is going on, dude? Good to see you in chat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Code Brew. Fuzzing.
Is that what you're going with, Ricky?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay. Let's go with it. Let's send it. I like fuzzing as well. We are correct. All right. I always like to understand the correct answers, and then I think importantly is understand the incorrect answers. Let's go over this. Fuzz testing, also known as fuzzing, is a common form of testing where invalid or random data is sent to an application to see how it responds. Fuzz tests are typically automated and useful for uncovering issues like poor error handling and memory leaks. So I think something to take away from this question is when you see the invalid or random data. I've seen this question pop up and where it says that invalid or random data. Static code analysis, also known as source code analysis, analyzes source code for software flaws and cybersecurity issues. Static code analysis can be performed manually or automatically. And then the edge discovery scans are scans that identify an organization's system that are exposed to the public-facing internet. You can use something like Shodan.io and other tools. RAD, or rapid application deployment, is an iterative process. It does not have a planning phase at all. It relies heavily on prototype creation. It sounds like all of my Magic the Gathering decks. I don't ever win. I just like to play. Although I did put together a internet deck. I saw what all the pros were using, and I just slapped it together. So let's see. Come on, Jerry. Come at me now, cuz. All right, Ricky, you want to do what we did last time and just trade off back and forth, question for question? I'll do one, then you do one. Does that sound all right?
I mean, I'm down.
Let's rock it. We're going to jump right back into 1.4. Everybody's been slaying it. Check that out. Look how everyone's been doing, man. We've been slicing these questions.
Awesome.
Why don't you kick us off, if you don't mind, Ricky?
All right, let's see. We got, which of the following provides cybersecurity information and services to the owners and operators of critical infrastructure? We got threat hunting, ISACs, OSINT, and CCERT.
Which of the following provides cybersecurity information and services to the owners and operators of critical infrastructure? Well, CCERT is a computer or cybersecurity incident response team. So that is they provide an action. That's a team of people. That is not, I don't think, do information. OSINT is open source intelligence. So we're kind of left with ISACs and threat hunting. What do you think?
I'm thinking it's ISACs.
Why not threat hunting? Let's just flesh it out.
Yeah, I don't remember what ISACs stands for, but threat hunting, to me, that information you would obtain from threat hunting wouldn't go to owners and operators. I would think that would go to the engineers that the owners and operators hire to maintain the infrastructure.
Right. To me, I see, because we know that ISACs provide this information, and when we answer it or we can do some review here in a minute. We can go over what ISAC stands for and what they provide. But I believe that is the correct answer. Anybody else disagree? Code Brew Cyber agrees with B. What if Pirate Kitty's in chat? Hey, if you're in chat, let us know how your journey is going. What are you studying for? Are you just popping in to check on the old Slay Cert Plus? Are you not sure? Are you here to troll and clown us? Well, all right, we were correct. Woo! I'm telling you, everybody's crushing this. An analyst at a financial services company is conducting a review of several threat intelligence providers. If the analyst wants to ensure they can filter reports by industry, they are likely concerned about what attribute of threat intelligence. I'm going to read that one again before going through the answers. An analyst at a financial services company is conducting a review of several threat intelligence providers. Okay. If the analyst wants to ensure they can filter reports by industry, so when I hear filter reports by industry, I'm thinking, how can we filter the reports to what is going to impact my industry the most? They are likely concerned about what attribute of threat intelligence: A, open source; B, relevancy; C, accuracy; or D, timeliness. Code Brew Cyber sliding in hot, going with B, relevancy. Tech Ricky, I agree.
Yep.
Yourself?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's go through the incorrect answers. Timeliness. Well, we're not talking about getting it to you. This question doesn't mention timeliness. That's not correct. We don't see anything about accuracy. So, is the information accurate? Is it correct to their best knowledge? We don't see anything about that. We want to filter it by industry. So, is it relevant to you and your business operations? Boom. All right, next.
All right, let's see. An organization considers increasing threat intelligence sharing. Which parts of the organization are likely to experience direct benefits from this increased intelligence sharing? Select the 3 best options. We've got security engineering, incident response, general counsel, and risk management. So I'm going to go A, B, and D on this one.
A, B, and D.
Mm-hmm.
Code Brew Cyber. Excuse me, folks. Taking my AWS Solutions Architect in a couple weeks, and then probably Size Plus after.
Very nice.
Nice, dude. Yeah, we're going to do some, I think Ricky and I talked about doing Microsoft or AWS certs maybe or something like that after this. Just come along for the ride, right, Ricky?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we can talk more about it, but if you're going to Wild West Hacking Fest in Deadwood, South Dakota, which if you've never been to a conference, that's the one I would personally start with. If you want to hang out with Dr. Jerry and all the people you see on the internet, if you just want to hang out in a much more casual atmosphere versus DEF CON, which is so hustle bustle, highly recommend you find time to try and make it out to Deadwood, South Dakota. Tech Ricky and I are going to be driving from Denver, Colorado. It's about a 7-hour drive, give or take, to Deadwood, South Dakota. And if you're interested in joining us, we got 2 extra seats in the vehicle we'll be taking. So you're welcome to join us fly out from wherever you live. We've done it before, and meet us at DIA, and I'll be picking people up, and we'll be driving to Deadwood, South Dakota. So if that's something that sounds fun to you, we'd love to hear from you. Find a way to connect, and we'll get that rocking. Okay, back to the question at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'll let them understand. Which parts of the organization are likely to experience direct benefits from the increased intelligence? Of which one? Well, security engineering for sure. Incident response for sure. I have never heard of the general counsel. So that sounds so hokey and generic. Yeah. Don't you think? That just sounds, to me, I've never heard it. It just sounds so dumb.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can describe it. It's like when somebody wants to report you, but they don't know how to do it. It's like, I'm going to tell the general counsel about your behavior. It's like, well, who's the general counsel, dude? Come on. So we can select 3, and I agree with you, Ricky. I'm going to go with these 3. Send it. I would laugh if we were incorrect. Oh, we talking about lawyers? I think we're talking about made up things. All right, let's review one. This is a review one. I don't think Ricky was in class, but this is one that we missed yesterday or the day before. Which of the following sources are potential of offensive open source intelligence, or offensive OSINT? My choices were HTML code, blogs and social media, and metadata. The correct answer would have been government bulletins. Let's see why not HTML code. Oh, correct answers were HTML code, and I selected government bulletins. Okay. Which we thought that might have been the case. Government bulletins collect information and advice relating to defending against cyber threats. They are useful sources of defensive OSINT. So that makes sense. I understand how we missed that one. All right. The Department of Homeland Security announces a binding operational directive for federal agencies. This is an example of what? A, government bulletins. B, MITRE attack. C, metadata. Or D, CERT. which I think is either cybersecurity or computer something incident response team or emergency response
Yeah, I
team.
don't remember what that one is.
Well, if it's coming from the Department of Homeland Security, we already know it's going to be government oriented. And it announces a binding operational directive for federal agencies. All right, so a binding operational directive. So something that sticks when I hear binding. It's an operational directive, so it's coming from the government. It's telling other federal agencies something to do. It's not MITRE ATT&CK because that's a framework. I don't believe it's metadata or cert. I think the only correct answer here is government bulletins. That's what Code Brew is going with. Yeah. Nice.
All right. Threat hunting team is looking for unusual traffic and anomalous.
Anomalous. Remember when I had when I couldn't say methodical? I was stuck on methodical. Anomalous will get you too.
That got me. So a threat hunting team is looking for unusual traffic and anomalous attempts to access the company's essential servers, databases, and applications. This is an example of what focus area. We got isolated network hunting, misconfiguration hunting, business critical asset hunting, indicators of compromise hunting. I think that's what that says.
This is a review for us. Let's see if Ricky gets it. I know the correct answer, so this will be a good one for Ricky. The keyword here is right here. So with that keyword in mind, essential.
C, business critical asset hunting.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
let's see if Code Brew, Cyber, Pirate Kitty, or anybody else disagrees. I don't necessarily agree that that's reality, but for the answer,
every
that's
one of
what
these
they
sounds
want.
made up, by the way, to me.
I've never in my entire. Have you heard of business critical asset hunting?
I would just rope all these under threat hunting and call it good.
Yeah. These are one of those practice questions where I
Code Brew saying C as well.
Okay. Let's send it. Correct. All right, this is a review. Which of the following sources are potential sources of offensive open source intelligence? HTML code, blogs and social media, and metadata. Remember, government. The way CompTIA wants us to think of it is government bulletins are more of a defensive OSINT strategy. I don't know if I agree or disagree, but that's what they want us to know. And we're correct. All right, this is the last one we're reviewing. We just did it again. So which of the following is the offensive open source, HTML code, metadata, blogs, and social? I'm sure. All right. We are rocking through domain 1. Let's keep going. Let's see how much time do we have left. I have about 25, 30 minutes. We can either continue with multiple choice questions. We can review some slides, which doesn't sound as fun. Or we can try and go through a performance-based question. I think we have a few more we haven't done yet. So if you want to try and knock out a PBQ, we can do that. Or we can do some more multiple choice questions. Really, it's up to Code Brew, Cyber, Tech Ricky, and anybody else in chat.
Yeah, I say PBQ.
Okay. I got one for PBQ. Anybody else? And I'll give everybody a chance to respond.
What say you, Code Brew?
What say you, Code Brew? I don't want to dox you. I keep almost saying your first name.
Oh yeah, I know, dude.
It's so hard because once we meet everybody in person and you have a couple sodas together, you just use first names. The handles kind of. I mean, I guess some people. I still call you Tech Ricky a little bit in public, but that's just because you call me Cosmic Cowboy and it's silly. We're just being goofy. But really, we call each other by our normal names.
Well, I mean, that's why I use that in my handle. Is just that, Yeah,
whatever. And I don't care that much, to be honest with you. See Jesse J, the Cosmic Cowboy. All right, let's find ourselves a PBQ. PBQ. Code Brew said he hasn't seen one yet. What?
What did you do?
So I get to update. Does that mean I have to pay for it? Because if we get so I am contemplating And this is still under contemplation, so it'll be up to what Tech Ricky thinks. I had the opportunity to do the CompTIA Train the Trainer, so learn how to teach CISA Plus from CompTIA trainers, which would give us legit pro insight to the exams. It's like a 2-day course that I was invited to. That would be super dope and a huge blessing. I don't want to dox anybody, but the person, if they're listening, they know who they are, and it was a huge blessing for them to forward me. They got gist of what we're doing and said, hey, we think you might be a train the trainer. So I'm going to talk to them about maybe bringing Tech Ricky on board as well. We could be trained CompTIA people. I don't know the logistics or what we can and can't say, all that, because this is our baby and we want to do it our own way. And if CompTIA says we can't, then we're going to kindly say thank you and do it our own way. But if they're willing to support the mission and the vision we have, then we may become CompTIA certified. All right, good to know. Let's find a PBQ somewhere. We did.
Are there any in the same section?
Domain? No, we already crushed the. We've been. There's more. I just figured we just find one. PBQ. Responding to a security incident. Perfect. This will be a fun one, guys. All right. So if you haven't taken a CompTIA exam, like the Security Plus or the Network Plus, typically what they're going to have is you're going to sit down, you're going to click through all the normal login stuff, and then they're going to have the test is broken up into performance-based questions and multiple choice questions. The performance-based questions are first, and you can have anywhere up to 6 from what I understand, and as little as 1 or 2, but you can have up to 6. The more performance-based questions or PBQs you have, you have less multiple choice questions, and the less PBQs you have, CompTIA on that particular exam will give you more multiple choice questions. The performance-based questions are fancy multiple choice. If you really look at them correctly, they're giving you a scenario, and then you have a few options. Sometimes it's a drag and drop menu. Sometimes it's a drop down where you click a box, and the drop down you select them. Sometimes it's a fake terminal where you just kind of drag and drop fake commands. It's basically CompTIA's attempt to try and make you think more practically, maybe more tactically, just different than the multiple choice stuff. But if you pay attention to these PBQs, really they're glorified multiple choices. They're going to give you a lengthy scenario. The real ones aren't quite this stout, so by studying these, it should help you with the real deal. It'll give you a scenario, and then you got to figure it out. So here we go. A healthcare organization, I'm going to make it large for now, and then we'll make it smaller. All right. And let's see. Oop. Sorry, folks. My Mac is being real glitchy lately. A healthcare organization has recently implemented a security or a SIM solution and a SOAR solution to perform and improve efficiency and process improvement in their security operations. The company has a network infrastructure consisting of a firewall, user desktops, and corporate servers. The organization also uses external services such as abused IP, database, and VirusTotal to gather threat intel. The adoption of these technologies aims to streamline the organization's incident response process, allowing the security team to react more quickly and effectively to threats. The IT team at the healthcare organization has noticed an increase in sophisticated phishing emails and malware attacks targeting user desktops. All right, so we know that it sounds like user desktops is going to be our main concern. These attacks have led to unauthorized access to patient records, causing concerns about data privacy and compliance with industry regulations. As a result, the security team has been overwhelmed with security investigations or incident investigations, leaving little time for proactive security measures. To address these challenges, the team must now configure the flow of information between the SIM, SOAR, and external services to ensure an improved and effective response to these incidents, while reducing the time spent on manual tasks and enhancing the overall security posture of the organization. Your task is to establish an efficient and effective flow of information between infrastructure elements, SIM, SOAR, and external services, optimizing the incident response process. Okay. Woo, that was a mouthful. let's close out the scenario. When you take your PBQ and you sit down at your terminal at your computer, I highly recommend you click around and see what is interactive. It looks like we have a drag and drop. Sometimes not everything is labeled as interactive, and I've heard horror stories of folks missing their PBQ because they didn't quite know how to answer it and they didn't realize that something was interactive, right? You were able to click down and get more options. Yeah. Can you repeat the question? They want us, so we've got the user desktop, the firewall, and the SIM. They want us to correlate that to the SOAR and virus total. So here's our flow of information. Based on the scenario, drag the interactive objects to the corresponding numbered zones, nothing's numbered, to simulate an incident security response. Huh.
Okay, so we have we have 7 spots,
okay,
and 9
okay,
options. So we're not gonna use 2 of them.
Okay.
So we don't get overwhelmed.
Where do you start? Where do you want to? What do you think? I'm kind of processing this one still, to be honest.
I think vulnerability scanning. I don't think we're gonna use that one.
Okay.
On this one.
Okay. Could we do log collection from the user desktop?
Yeah, I was thinking log collection, network monitoring.
Okay.
And then
into the SIM, right?
Yeah, and then alert generation and event correlation.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Obviously, automated response is going to be under SOAR, I would think.
Yeah. Orchestration.
Yeah. Yeah, incident orchestrate. Yeah. So I think threat intelligence enrichment would be.
I don't think it'd be data enrichment because that's not our job, right?
Right.
Something to, hey, Brenda Snack Panic, good to see you. A security plus, a SlaySec plus student who passed their PBQs. Just something to think about, to consider. Brenda says, in my experience with Security Plus, your PBQs may be horrendous in terms of color contrast, not ADA compliant, and it made it very difficult for me. Just a little tip for those prepping for the CompTIA exam. Thanks for that tidbit for those that maybe need ADA compliance when it comes to accessibility around visual concerns. Thanks, Brenda. So threat intelligence enrichment up here, right?
Yeah, and I don't have direct experience with a SOAR.
I don't either.
So I know what it does, but
right. I have experience with the SIM querying and filtering for incidents and looking for things to then go back and do more like security operations. But I don't have a ton of experience on the automation and response side. I wish I did. That'd be really cool. That's something I'd like to get more experience in.
Same.
So do we just send it like this? Anybody disagree with what we have? No, Code Brew says he agrees or they agree with what we have so far.
Yeah, so just thinking about this, so your EDR, your IDS, your IPS are going to be, you're going to have EDR on, the desktops and servers.
Yep.
IDS, IPS is probably going to be on your firewall.
Yep.
That's going to cover network monitoring.
Yep.
Your EDR is going to also cover log collection, and then which feeds into the SIM.
Yep.
And then the SIM's going to go, oh Lord.
Yep.
So somebody logged in, and then it's going to pop the alert, send the event over to the SOAR platform.
Yep.
The SOAR platform is going to threat intelligence enrichment to the abused IP database and virus total to see, can I act on this? What's up? What are you seeing? Is it good, bad, the ugly, all that good stuff. And then it's going to run an orchestration and run an automated response. I say send it as well.
I say send it too. Yep. So does Code Brew. Ready, team? 5 out of 7.
Oh.
What?
All right.
Hold on.
It sounded good in my head. Let's see what it says.
I don't understand how. I want to look at the picture first. So we got network monitoring and event correlation.
I wonder if those are backwards.
Okay.
Surely not.
Oh.
Hey, Zara. Welcome in.
Hey, it's okay. You missed us all week. We were here. We had a few odd times. I did. It was crazy for work. It's getting close to SOC and ISO audits, and I've been doing more GRC work, which puts me in front of spreadsheets all day, which is great. It's fine. I love it.
Man, that's a lot of words.
Event correlation. This step involves collecting event correlation, log collection, data enrichment, alert generation, threat intelligence, automatic.
So just give us the definitions.
Excuse me, let's try that again. So we said threat intel enrichment, automated response, and automated response and incident orchestration.
Yeah.
We said log collection.
Yeah, and alert generation. It didn't get us on that either for the middle one.
Right here. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it matters, top or bottom or what order, just that what section it's in.
I think it goes like this or like this.
Yeah, I think we had event correlation first. Yeah.
I think that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Let's send it and see if we can find another one.
Okay. So what did it say about data enrichment?
Data enrichment involves adding context to the event data to help analysts better understand the nature of the threat. This may include adding information such as the location of the attack, the type of device that was targeted, and other relevant details. That's true. That's true. Yeah. If you think about SIM logs, you can see a lot more than sometimes because it correlates everything with that data enrichment. That makes sense. Okay. I get what CompTIA is going for there. It's a little, but listen, we got 5 out of 7 on the first one. Remember, CompTIA gives you partial credit for the components of the question that you answered correctly. So we would have gotten, what is 5 out of 7? 70, 80%?
Yeah, I kind of thought data enrichment was just kind of like I would in my mind that's assumed already.
Right. My shoe came untied, and when I'm answering questions, I do a lot of this, and I don't want to eat it here on camera. Okay, well, we got that one. We got more time. Do you want to try another PBQ?
Oh yeah.
Let's
see what else we can
get. Let's see what they got us in. We've got a big old final exam we can try. Let's try one we haven't even looked at. Like I've never done. I don't know. Applying security solutions for software assurance.
Oh, this is gonna be terrible for me.
Here we go. It doesn't. Oh, is that really not as long? Okay.
Here we go.
This one doesn't look too bad. Again, PBQ, if you're just joining us, is an example of a CompTIA performance-based question, so that when you get to your exam on Monday morning, you'll know what they look like. Here's our scenario. You are the sole proprietor of an independent security auditing company. A medium-sized company hired us, TechRicky and CodeBrew. We're going to go hired us to audit its Linux web server infrastructure. As the security auditor, the client has granted you access to their Apache access.log files. The client has authorized you to scan and investigate the access.log files to catch any nefarious actions taken against their web applications. You have 72 hours to use all the tools available to you to analyze the client's web security posture as it pertains to its environment, employees, and customers. Your goal is to spot and label specific attacks along with suggested controls to mitigate the attacks to harden the web applications further. This should be straightforward. We are tasked, Code Brew, Tech Rookie, and myself. We're a small company. And Simply Cyber, medium-sized company, said, hey, Tech Rookie, Jesse, Code Brew, guys, I need you to do an audit on our Linux web servers. We have access to their log files, and we're looking through everything that pertains to the environment, employees, and customers. And our goal is to spot and label specific attacks along with controls to mitigate and harden the web applications further. See ya, Brenda.
See you, Brenda.
Cheers. Okay. All right, let's make this a little larger. So here's what the log file would have looked at. I see an IP address, source IP, and then this load image. Here's our variable, the file name equals ... etc password. Do you know what kind of attack this is, Ricky, without looking at the dropdown? Do you remember what ... in a Linux terminal, or even really any terminal does, even a command line?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it. Well, never mind. I'm thinking about when you CD, it goes up a file level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not super familiar with Linux command line. A little bit, but not as much as I'd like to be.
So we see here that somebody at some point, Code Brew has it, directory traversal. We see that at some point, somebody from this IP, they posted a get command. Remember when we're talking about web applications, there's only a handful of commands: get, post, put, delete. There's a few others, but those are some of the main ones. And you're telling the web server to get, literally to get. And it looks like we're looking for an image and a file name. So this file name, and then they're trying to, what the threat actor is trying to do is this log is telling me that they're trying to navigate through the directories and get to the etc password file to get more information about the environment. This is a directory traversal attack. What would be our control? Use indirect references, run software with least privilege, avoid taking any user supplied input, use prepared statements with variable binding, or encrypt cookies during transmission and storage.
I would say the second to last one.
Use prepared statements with variable binding. Okay, so I looked at the other ones and I have them mapped out. I wanted to be a pen tester for a minute, so it's something basic. This is a relatively basic web app pen testing question. I mean, this is web app pen testing, free try hack me or free hack the box account level of stuff. So we should be able to work through this one. I agree with the use prepared statements because remember what we said when I was reading this, I called this our variable here. So it says load image, but then the file, we have a file name that we're trying to bound to a load image. So we need to bind this variable to something that, so when it sees file name or anything else, it won't process that input. All right, here's our second one. We see another, it looks like another source IP address. Here we're seeing another get, items, ASP. Here's our variable item ID. So here's our item ID. You're shopping on a website. This is telling you that this is the item, whatever 999 is. Here's some percent, depending on what you're looking at. This could be just URL encoding, or it could have to do with the union. Here's our union select. Password from users. This is a SQL statement. So yeah, Zahara is already on top of it. This is a SQL injection attack. How do we prevent it? Do we utilize indirect references? Do we run software with least privilege? Do we avoid taking user supplied input? Or do we encrypt cookies during transmission and storage? What do you think on this one, Tech Rookie?
I would say avoid taking user supplied input.
Right. So if you've never performed a SQL injection attack on a company or, hack the box, Anywhere that you can put in a form field, a URL address, or let's say you're on a website and it's asking, your name, information, whatever it is where you can supply input to a web application. You never trust the front end because the front end can be fooled. So remember, web applications have the front end, the browser side, and then you have the client side, or the server side, excuse me. So you have client side and server side. Client side is everything we see on the browser. Then you have the server side. That's where all the database, that's where all the goods are, is typically in that server side. That's why you want to protect that server side and always validate. What are you validating? You're validating user supplied input, making sure that basically a SQL injection attack is what we could also call a user supplied input attack. You're inputting commands, hoping that the browser will go, oh, look, a SQL statement. I better ask the backend server what these passwords are and let this person know. Right? So you need something built into the web application front end, into that code that says, we don't take anything user supplied. And if we do, we sanitize that input, right? You have variables around it that won't accept certain parameters of user input. That's how you can prevent from one of the oldest tricks in the book, SQL injection. Here's this next one. I see here, okay. Here's our source. Here's another get command. Here's the customer account. Here's our variable. They're trying to go, and then here's, okay, so in their web browser, you can't really see on my screen, but there's an equals, and it's telling us that this is the customer number. They're trying to get this customer number's information. Well, that didn't work. So this next one, they're going to try, and in the web browser, they're literally typing after this equal sign, they're typing a different number, right? That is what we call an indirect, direct, not indirect, something, what is it? Object reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, indirect object reference. Is it indirect object reference?
Yeah. I think so. That sounds right. Hit the drop down. What options we got?
Will you give it a Google? It's insecure. Insecure,
okay.
Duh. I knew that. We know what we're talking about. Trust me. Here we go. Insecure object reference. Use indirect references. It would be the solution. Am I right? Tick, Ricky?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want 132.355 to always tie back to my account and 254.784 always to tie back to Zahara's account. We want these references to be indirect, so they can't map them out and use an IDOR attack. All right, here we go. So I'm very confident with this part. Which security tool overlays live security information on a web application? Arachne, Nitko, Nmap, Nessus, or OWASP Zap?
I'm going to go with Zap.
If you're taking this test and you get this question, you should see OWASP, and that should really clue you in to the correct answer. And if you understand what the other tools are, right? I'm going to go with OWASP Zap as well. I say send it. What say ye, Tech Ricky?
Yep.
We at least got this first part right. I'm really confident on that. The last one, we might be wrong, but I doubt it. Let's send it. 5 out of 7. What? And I missed it. Hold on, we got that one wrong. So this is directory traversal. We know this is SQL injection. We know this is insecure object reference.
Yeah, directory traversal, we got that right with the one that we picked for that one.
Variable binding? No.
I thought we did.
Was that it?
You clicked so fast, I couldn't see.
I didn't think it was going to shut us down so quickly.
I couldn't look with my special eyes. I couldn't see it.
I'm so confused.
What's the last one?
The prepared statements could be SQL statements.
Yeah.
Use prepared statements with variable bindings could be it. And then you can avoid taking the user input because the URL directory traversal is avoid taking user input. And then I think use indirect references for the IDOR. That's probably more like it.
What does Code Brew think? Because he's a DBA.
That's what well, he said to send it on the last one.
Yeah, but he could revisit it. I just want to know what his input is. I'm curious. What do you think?
Hell, he won't.
What say you, fellow backwards hat enjoyer, Code Brew? That makes sense. There we go.
Let's send it.
It's his fault if we miss it again.
Well, it is his fault if we miss it again, but I want to see at least a 6 out of 7. All right? Big bucks, no whammies. Here we go, fam. Closing my eyes.
Ooh, very nice.
Let's go.
Very good.
Let's go. Hello, Bobby. What do you want, Lynn? Bob's Burgers, man. Classic stress relieving show for me and my family. It makes some people stressed out. I love me some Bob's Burgers. All right. That's pretty straightforward. What time is it? All right. We got enough time for a few more questions. Let's go. Code Brew is our Ryan, correct? No. I don't know what you're saying, Zarahara, but Ryan is incorrect. I will not tell you Code Brew's real name. Come to a con and hang out with us. Come grab a soda and some wings or some cauliflower or whatever you're into. Let's break some bread. Let's have some libations. Let's talk cybersecurity, fitness, Magic the Gathering, music, art, whatever it is you're into. Come hang out with us at a conference. We like to have a good time. All right, I'm PBQ'd out, but I want to answer some more multiple choice questions. Let's do some more baselining. How does that sound? Let's go into Pocket Prep, get a little bit of a different view. Let's do a missed questions. How many have we missed total? We've missed 6. So let's do all 6. All right, folks, you should remember the acronym that we made up for this one. Which of the following is not one of the 4 categories of threats identified by NIST? A, structural, B, adversarial, C, human-made, or D, accidental?
I'm going human-made.
Yep. Because remember, our acronym is ASSE, A-S-S-E. Accidental, adversarial, structural, and E for environmental. So remember, we came up with that. I'm going to drop it in chat. A, S, E. Yeah, Simply CyberCon, DEF CON, and Wild West Hackin' Fest. Oh, you're thinking of not Code Brew. You're thinking of
I can't remember his handle.
Oh, come on. Pearson, Ryan Pearson. He does go by his first
Brews
name.
and Hacks, I think.
Brews and Hacks. You're thinking of Brews and Hacks.
Yeah. He's a cool dude.
He's
awesome
a really
dude.
cool dude. Super cool guy. Different guy. Which is funny though, Code Brew, because you gave all 3 of us a ride back to the B&B last time, which is really funny how that all connects right now in real time. Or no. You didn't give us a ride, Code Brew. No, you didn't. Sorry. My brain is melted. But anyways, our acronym is ASS. Accidental, adversarial, structural, environmental, human-made is incorrect. Boom. Okay. Next question, okay. Which of the following statements about buffer flow attacks are true? Oh boy. Select all that apply. Stack overflows. Oh, Devin Grady is who gave us a ride. Devin Grady. He's also in the Simply Cyber community. Stack overflows exploit memory managed by an application. String copy can increase the risk of buffer overflows. Heap overflows exploit memory managed by an operating system. And integer overflows are a type of buffer overflow. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, Zara, go ahead. Fire away.
No, I know, Code Brew. I know you were in no state to drive. It
I
all
think
came back
think
to
a
me
lot
that
of
you did
us.
not give us a ride. It was Devin Grady, who's also in the community. They gave me, I think it was you and Ryan Pearson a ride, or maybe you came. Or maybe I'm still messing up. But that was like 3 cons all mashed together in one
Yeah.
for me. So if I'm messing up, I'm sorry.
I don't know if I've ever heard of a heap overflow.
I've
that
heard
a
of a
thing?
heap overflow.
Okay.
The
Okay.
heap, yep, the heap, the stack and the heap.
I've heard of
I think
Stack
it's
Overflow.
I think it's these 3.
Okay.
But it could be B. I'm gonna send it because I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Damn it. Dang it.
There we go. Flag it. We'll review it later.
We'll review it later. Here's another one. Danny, a network architect at Acme Inc., is using 802.1x as a part of the design for a brand new branch office. Which of the following statements about 802.1x are true? It's an agent-based NAC implementation. B, it's a type of out-of-band NAC. C, it's a type of in-band NAC. And D, it's an agentless NAC implementation.
I think it's agentless.
I think it's agentless.
And an in-band. No, out of band. No, in-band. Yes, in-band. Going with C and D.
Okay. Me too. It's
Awesome.
A and B.
Flag it.
Let's review this one right now though, because I don't.
I was guessing on this one.
Agent-based solutions require that devices run special software to communicate with the authenticating service. NAC implementations using the 802.1x use an agent-based model. Agentless NAC does not require special software. Okay. In-band refers to approaches to NAC, or network access control, in which NAC appliance sits in line between devices requesting access and the network resources that can be accessed. Out-of-band NAC solutions use authentication servers that are not in line between the devices requesting access to the network resources that can be accessed. 802.1x uses an out-of-band network approach. And here's the beautiful thing about Pocket. I don't want to mess it up. Oh, hold on. We're good. So here's the beautiful thing about Pocket Prep is if you want to look at the review, it actually references the study guide. And so if you want to do deeper study with your targeting study, after you've answered your question, you can go to that page. So if I'm to open the book and go to page 12 or 13, it should talk about, and it does talk about network access controls. So you can get the answer wrong, do some really in-depth research, some highlighting, memorize some keywords, part of that holistic multiple resources approach to studying. We got about 7 minutes left.
I just need to memorize this one because I see 802.1x and I always think radius server, and then I always think like a certificate, Microsoft CA server.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's in band, it's a domain, cool, awesome, and then it's never.
It's not what they're referring to.
Nope.
So I'm with you on that one. That's kind of where my brain went and kind of took a shot in the dark. All right, next.
RIP.
It's all you, dog.
The director of IT at Acme Inc. publishes a document that details mandatory security requirements for commissioning and configuring Cisco routers. This is an example of what type of requirement: a procedure, a best practice, a standard, or a policy. So the director of IT is publishing a document that details the mandatory requirements. So I'm going to go with a
standard policy.
Yeah, I was thinking a policy.
Policy is mandatory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like best practice, standard. Like I love trying to keep up to standards, but a policy,
For me, a procedure would be like, this is the process of implementing this policy.
Right. This says mandatory requirements, so policy. Mm-hmm. When I hear mandatory and requirements, I think policy 100%. Code Brew's in the same boat. Yep. All right, Tech Ricky, let's send it.
Oh.
Standard. I was torn between standard and explanation. All right. Hold on. A standard provides mandatory requirements. Okay. A policy is a high-level
Okay.
statement that describes the management's intent.
Gotcha.
Okay. Compliance with a policy is an organization is typically mandatory. Okay. Oh, a standard is the mandatory requirement for how you execute the policy. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Just remember, I'm memorizing this in real time. We're all studying here together. So how can we remember this?
A standard is a mandatory requirement, and I'm trying to think of.
I would put, like, if I'm thinking, if there's a standard, basically a standard tells the organization how to execute a policy, and a policy is a high-level statement about the company's intent.
Well, and I'm also thinking like the standard is like, I'm trying to equate like mandatory and standard in my mind, because like if something is the standard way of doing it, it's the mandatory way of doing it.
Right.
Like you wouldn't do it not that way.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm just gonna have to memorize this.
And let me see here. It's on page 325. Okay, so let's roll to 325. See if it gives any more clarity around that. All right, 325. Policies are high level. Okay. Standards provide mandatory requirements describing how an organization will carry out information security policies. These may include specific configuration settings used for a common operating system, i.e. Cisco, the controls that must be put in place for highly sensitive information, or any other security objective. Standards are typically approved at a lower organizational level than policies and therefore may change more regularly. I don't know if that clears it up or makes it worse.
Yeah, in my mind, the line in between these two is so blurry.
Right, and I think that the reality is that they're working in the real professional world. It is blurry, so
I think they're just used interchangeably.
Yeah, and I think you just understand what CompTIA is looking for. They want you to know that a standard manages how a policy is executed, but standards can change. And therefore, how a policy is executed could change, is what I'm reading. I'm gonna flag that one.
Yeah.
Which of the following is the responsibility of the SP or RP when using federated identities? Ooh, it's gonna be a tough one. Providing information to validate identity claims to be made to an IDP. Release identity related to the, oh boy. Okay, Zara, good luck with the end user. I hope it goes well.
Yep, thanks for talking about.
Which of the following is the responsibility of the SP or RP when using federated identities?
I don't remember what SP and RP are. I'm just going to be guessing on this one.
Something requesting party and submitting party? I'm gonna go with providing identities for use in the Federation.
Sure.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna flag this one.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of work on these areas, which is good. I can tell where our weak area is. A threat actor performs a DDoS attack against critical. The attack is, I remember this one. So, and failed to take down the web server. However, because basically they're saying we attacked a web server with a DDoS attack. It wasn't fully successful, that you could still impact business, but it was just slowed down. What functional impact categorization should be given to the incident? We initially had chosen, I think it was either medium or high. And isn't the correct answer low? Because business operations are still intact.
I thought it was the other way.
Cool, Zara. We'll see you at Simply CyberCon.
Ooh, nice. See you there?
It was low. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the explanation on that. None. So we get attacked and there's no effect. That's pretty obvious as none. Low, all critical services can still be provided, but an efficiency of losses occurred. Medium, critical, and then high is obviously you can't. So low, all critical services can still be provided, but an efficiency losses occurred.
Gotcha. So it didn't take it down. It's just slow.
It's just slow, right?
Right. Okay.
So there's that one. Let's see if we can figure out how to get this contraption back to our multiple views here. Chrome. Boom. Boom. We're back, fam. That was a good study session, Ricky. It's so much better when you're on these. I get bummed doing them solo, but I do enjoy the community, but I miss you, dude.
Yeah, this week was I try to jump on at least for the lunch ones, but man, this week was just today was the only day this week I took lunch. Like it was that bad. It was just super busy.
I feel you. All right, that does it for us from Tech Ricky and myself. Tech Ricky, do you have any parting words for the awesome students of Slay Surplus before we leave?
Oh yeah, have a great weekend.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.
Same. Until next time, until we speak again, take care of each other. Do your best to stay secure. And from Tech Ricky and myself, we'll see you later. Peace.